now compared to the way it used to be?
Well, one of the things that I think people are still dealing with is just how divergently different the center position has become in the game. And to think that these guys, in what they're asked to do, has just as much importance of the Patrick Ewings, the Akeem Olajuwons, the low post, big-time scorers back to the basket. The modern-day center, Kevin, isn't doing that. It's a roll to the basket, rim protection game, and there are some elite ones doing it now.
Wired a little bit differently than guys of the past.
They have to be. On top of that, some of the teams are even asking those players, obviously, to step out and shoot the three-point shot. So modern-day game, modern-day play.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Robertson is out there with Gallinari. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Adams in at the 5 spot. Now here's Paul. And Gallinari kicks to Paul. Shot clock at 6. A baseline J. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
That's a sweet spot for Paul. That zone between the arc and the paint might be his favorite. A career 50% two-point shooter.
Now here's McCollum. And there's the pass to Hazanya. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
From distance, when he gets into a rhythm early, it makes this offense a lot more dynamic.
Well, great to get him involved, particularly at the start of the game. This is what keeps guys engaged.
Here's Robertson. The Trailblazers knocking down the tray. And here's Gallinari. Back to Paul from deep. And he's good on the 3-ball. Paul's got 5 now.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
Yeah, that's a nice response there, leaving a voicemail in return from the 3-point line. Looks like we're seeing similar game plans right now.
Now, here's Nurkic. Outside Hood. Tipped away. And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. Two on the clock. And McCollum launches it from deep. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Paul finds Gallinari. Here's Robertson. Good D by McCollum.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
Here's Hood. Banked in off the glass.
You got to remember, Rodney Hood, 6'8", so he has the size needed to be a factor on the inside if he stays aggressive.
Paul kicks to Robertson. Pass to Gallinari. Got a piece of it. Pass to Schroeder. Great tee that time from Hood.
Yeah, defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
Here's Schroeder. And the rebound by Nurkic.
You can't miss those kind of looks. The defense seems to be a little nonplussed so far in this one, but he flat out missed it.
Yep, it counts.
Yeah, got to feel good about the way you started this one, guys, as he is making almost everything out there and giving his team a good, solid boost.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. The Blazers getting the bucket. Schroeder kicks to Gallinari. Passes it to Paul. Puts it up. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Defense has to feel fortunate. Somehow he missed that opportunity, and still there's no reason for them to give up that kind of open shot.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City. The Thunder, Brent, playing with such energy, but shooting, not their strong suit.
No, one of the lower three-point percentages in the league as a team. The free throw line also last year really weird. A big-time struggle for guys who had career low years from the free throw stripe. So tough to win big in today's game if you're not hitting threes and then not hitting the freebies.
And here's Gallinari following the three-pointer by C.J. McCollum. Here's Schroeder. Sweet little floater.
Yeah, feel for him right now, guys. He's much better than this 1-for-4 start. He just needs to relax a little bit out there and let that game come around to him.
Now, here's Lillard. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Kicks to McCollum. And the pass to Hazanya. Back to McCollum. And no good that time. Good work defensively by Paul. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They trail by 3. Gallinari outside, tries again, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, he's had ankle troubles and knee surgeries. Last season, a gluteal tear, and over the course of his career, injuries seem to be more of a part of what Danilo Gallinari's story is about in the NBA. Hopefully he'll find some health this year.
That free throw good from Gallinari. And Gallinari an efficient score if he can just, Brent, stay healthy.
Yeah, the optimism seems to be waning with regards to that. Over his 10-year career, he's played about half of the games, and you're paying him a pretty good sum of money. That's a tough pill to swallow if you're an owner. But as a fan, you root for him to be out there and have some success.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Take a look at the history of the Portland Trailblazers, and part of the NBA since 1970, and the phrase Rip City, which has stuck with the team ever since winning that title back in 1977.
And here are the Trailblazers now. Al Hood. Shot clock at 5. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's McCollum. Hood up top to the middle. Here's Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Schroeder. Lillard misses. And for the Blazers, a lot of ups and downs with their history.
A lot of wins, but the franchise has been a bit cursed with some major injuries in the last 15 years. You think of guys like Greg Oden, the first pick in the draft, Bill Walton back in the 70s, and the ankle injuries that he had to deal with. That young team felt like they were going to run the West for quite some time, and those injuries really hurt and devastated the fan base in Portland.
Here's Schroeder following the score by Damian Lillard. Gallinari passes to Schroeder. Inside. Here's Adams. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 4 rebounds in this game. Trailblazers leading by 3. McCollum kicks to Hood. Knocks down the 3 ball. Hood's got 5 now.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Adams finds Robertson. Gallinari in the corner. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Timeout.
5 points in the game.
And really, Gallinari makes that one look so easy. He knew before he got the pass he was going to launch that jump shot. He did just that.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. And 6'7" swingman Andre Robertson out of the University of Colorado, one of the league's premier defensive specialists.
And Kevin, there's a reason he started for most of his career, and it has nothing to do with his shooting. Now returning from that ruptured patella tendon, will he regain that elite defensive form? Only time will tell.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Whiteside's checked in for Nurkic, and it's Tolliver in for Mario Hezonja.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Paul kicks it over to Schroeder. To the right side. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Gallinari with it, working on Tolliver. A nice shot by Gallinari.
And Gallo knows how to finish through contact. Excellent touch from there from the big fella.
Lillard against Paul. Now here's McCollum. He's covered closely.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
No, right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Here is Lillard following the three from Chris Paul. Now here's Lillard. He kicks it to McCollum. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. And it's 6 points for C.J. McCollum.
A little tit-for-tat action going on the back-to-back trades.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Something the NBA has tested out in the G League, Brent. Coaches' challenges. What do you think?
I think the idea of making sure that the handkerchief matches the tie is a great idea.
Only you would say that. Only you would say that.
I'm just worried with some of the casual styles in the NBA that it's not going to be accessible. But
I think you're right.
I think it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be interesting for the league. But it's going to happen.
Anything to make these coaches do more, make more decisions.
Make more decisions and make decisions that you know can impact whether or not your team wins the basketball game or loses it, because after a referee makes a determination that you think might be the other way, or they don't look at a replay where you're sure and certain that you could get possession, I'm reaching for the hanky.
Here's McCollum following the score by Oklahoma City. Whiteside, no good from the wing. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They trail by one. Gallinari outside. Here's Robertson. He is guarded by McCollum. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession.
Man, if you're going to grab it, grab that thing. He just lazily reaches out for that, and the result is it's deflected right off of his hand.
And the Thunder making a switch here. For Portland, they've gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. Here is Tolliver. Gallinari covering. Whiteside, good. And the Trailblazers lead by 3.
That's just maybe some bully ball from Whiteside. You like to see him get post position where he gets both feet into the paint and wet.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Feeds to Noel. And Noel throws it down.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. Now here's McCollum. He has 6. Back to Whiteside. Tolliver the pass to McCollum. Fires from deep. Connects from three-point range. McCollum's got 9 points.
Yeah, that one seemed to be just outside the building. McCollum showing off his deep range.
Paul kicks to Noel. He dishes it to Gallinari. Here's Nader. No good on the triple. Trailblazers leading by 4. Bazemore for 3. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor. Oklahoma City has gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Nader's shot's good.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Now a timeout called by Portland. Well, last season, a strong one for the Portland Trail Blazers. Actually came out on top of the Northwest Division.
Yep, snuck all the way up to that 3rd seed with the tight grouping in the Western Conference. And 4 teams in the division made the playoffs last year. 5 were in the race. Certainly was one of the toughest divisions in the league, and the Blazers ended up on top.
Labissiere's checked in for McCullough. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Chris Paul. To the paint. Lillard against Schroeder. It's deflected, and he recovers it. And that one drops. 59 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Nader. Gallinari on the wing. Puts it up from 7, and it falls over the rim and in. He's got 9.
Respecting the effort from Gallo there, works his way near the rim, and no one stops him from doing his thing there.
Right side, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 3 assists in the game. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Noel dishes to Gallinari. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
For Oklahoma City, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. That free throw good from Gallinari. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And Lillard kicks to Tolliver. Pass to Whiteside. 15 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Bazemore. No good there with the step back J. From deep. The shot, no good. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Trailblazers out in front. They lead by 1. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. Great team play, so key to winning. Damian Lillard broke down the keys.
Be a star in your role. You know, I think it's one thing to say, let's be consistent, let's play hard, let's do all of these things. And I think as competitors, as professional athletes, we're going to play hard. You're going to be competitive because we're competitors. We don't make it to this level for no reason. But I think at this level, you also have egos.
Knowing your role and playing it so well is so crucial.
Yeah, when everybody buys in and plays for one another, that's when teams play their best ball.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
The new era of NBA basketball, playing outside in. We'll see if they can take advantage of that moving forward.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for the Trailblazers, Whiteside is out there with Hazonia. Then there's Kent Bazemore. Then it's Rodney Hood. And it's Simons in at the point.
Sometimes you raise your eyebrows at the things Steven Adams does athletically at his size. Almost impossible to stop him once he's at the rim.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. And now, here's Hazonia. Here's Simons. Here's Whiteside. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Well, Whiteside beats everybody to the ball, but then maybe the wingspan helps out. 7'7". Reach over the top, snatch that.
Passes it to Adams. Lays it up and banks it in.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Portland leading. Simons, the pass to Hazonia. the elbow, it's Whiteside. Outside Hood for the three. The shot off that time, and it's Oklahoma City the other way. Schroeder outside, and the pass to Adams. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Hezonja defending. Noel against Whiteside. And it's Noel missing. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. And a wide open look for Hood, and he's good on the 3-ball. Hood's got 10 points in the game.
It's a good weapon for Rodney Hood. When he's got his feet set, he can sometimes get it going from outside the arc. And without a doubt, Rodney Hood is at his best when he's being aggressive. Doesn't settle for shots, and he looks to create and finish around the rim. Sometimes he can serve as a playmaker. That happened a lot when he was with the Utah Jazz under Quinn Snyder.
You know, Hood can fall into settling for mid-range shots at times, Brent, but that isn't when he's his most effective.
No, a lot of players fall into playing passively, and Rodney Hood is sometimes guilty of that. The trick is finding ways to try to keep him aggressive, make sure that he's impacting the game in ways that his skill set can draw it out.
And the free throw no good, but they'll get the ball back here. Talk about what it means to be a good teammate, Brent. You've played with good ones. You've played with bad ones. I've always thought you were team first when you play.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. There's just an idea about what it is that you can contribute to the team. I think you always have to accentuate those ideals. Your approach on a daily basis has to be consistent. And if you're a starting player, it's one mentality. And if you're somebody that plays off the bench, you have to come to practice every day to push the guy that's in front of you and wait for your opportunity. But most of the time, it's that kind of consistency with which you come to work and the attitude of making sure that I want to make any kind of contribution I can for our team's success. That usually is a pretty good formula for a good teammate.
Now here's Bazemore. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Hood can't get it to go. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. Pass to Schroeder. Oklahoma City moving it around. For 3. Rebounded by Hood. Trailblazers leading by 7. The 3. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And Rodney Hood getting traded last season in part because, Greg, he was due for a big contract this last summer.
And you just knew Hood would be a player a lot of teams threw offers at this year. Rare to find guards as tall as Hood who can shoot the way he can, just entering his prime. And the contract this team gave him might be a bit of a gamble, but it's one that could pay off in a huge way if he keeps improving.
Portland's gotten half their shots from 3-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. Back to Hezonja. A 3-pointer, no good. Thunder trailing by 8. To the paint. And it's Schroeder missing.
But his struggles are consuming the rest of the team here tonight. He's got to find his rhythm and find it fast.
Bazemore misses. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Portland with the rebound. Hood's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Bazemore with it. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Simons. From 13. That one off the back iron and out. Oklahoma City shooting reasonably well, 45%. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 18 that time from Hood.
Oh, just everything right about that crossover. Just didn't have anything left there for the finish.
Here's Simons. Hood kicks to Hezonja. Back to Hood. No good that time. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Got a hand on it. Here's Simons. He's guarded by Schroeder. Passes it to Hood. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That's his first foul. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Shot from the inbound. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Rodney Hood's such a strong and physical guard. He's good at drawing the contact when he gets inside.
2 shots.
First one falls for him.
One of the big calling cards for Rodney Hood and why he can compete at this level is his athleticism. So as long as he believes in that, he can continue to make contributions to any team.
And so he makes both from the line.
When you look back at that 2012 finals, the Thunder lost in 5 games to the Heat. And you looked at that young talent, Durant, Westbrook, Harden, now all MVP award winners, along with Serge Ibaka, a young, talented, energetic Serge Ibaka. And it felt like there was a team that was going to rule the West for a very long time.
The Thunder shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And that one misses. And the Thunder trading away Harden in the summer of 2012. But Brent unable to agree on a contract extension.
Well, OKC agreed on the contract. James Harden did not. And that's sort of the line in the sand that was drawn. And the salary cap jumping up in subsequent seasons, they just had bad timing in terms of the frugality of what they offered up to James Harden. It's a decision that we talk about a lot. It's revisionist history, but at the time it was the move that OKC made, and I can't really argue with it.
Now here's Paul following the miss by Rodney Hood. Down low and slam dunk by Noel.
This is why you love Chris Paul running your offense. Just move without the ball, find some space, and the ball will find you.
Now here's McCollum. He's got 9. That one misses. Some solid defense from Gallinari. Over Hood, and it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Chris Paul.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Lillard against Paul. Lillard finds McCollum. Tipped away. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. That's tipped. Hood against Paul. Looking for Adams. He gets it there. Hammers the alley-oop through.
You leave it to CP3, statistically one of the top 10 assist men, not just in the league now, in the history of the game.
McCollum outside. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. And 12 points for C.J. McCollum.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
And it's Paul missing.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
And the rejection by Noel. Schroeder against Lillard. Schroeder outside. Kicks it to Gallinari. Hood against Paul. 5 on the clock. And the shot is long. Trailblazers leading by 7. Outside Hood. And it's out of bounds as the Portland Trailblazers retain possession. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Tolliver's checked in. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. And here's McCollum. 12 points for him. There's the 3. And Anthony Tolliver hits from deep. Tolliver's got the lead up to 10 now for Portland.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Gallinari surveying the D. Over McCollum. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Hood against Schroeder. Now here's Hood. Not a lot of room. And a wide open look for McCollum. Offensive rebound. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
Well, Nurkic has a big showing. Great energy there, collecting the rebound and scoring.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now here's Schroeder. Gallinari on the wing. He's guarded by McCollum. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gallinari passes to Noel. Paul for 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. A 3 from McCollum. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
Wow, he really stopped short on that one. The poise, the body control of McCollum, especially evident there when he pulls up. Well, few have more job security in the NBA than Terry Stotts. Consistently gets a ton out of his Portland Trailblazer team. They run a very intricate and unique offense now in his 7th year with the Blazers. They've had a lot of success under Coach Stotts.
Paul can't get it to go.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Again, McCollum missing. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 15-point game. To halt the run, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Schroeder finds some deceptive ways to make you foul him, someone who can nail some shots despite getting hit on the way up.
For Oklahoma City, they have hit half their free throws in this one, going 3 of 6 so far.
And it's been an issue for them as it was last year, only 72% from the line.
Mike Muscala is checked in for Oklahoma City. Robertson comes in for Nerlens Noel.
A lot of high hopes for Schroeder when he signed his 4-year deal back in 2016. His development hasn't continued at a high level, at least high enough for some people to take notice. So shooting from a distance still an issue for the young point guard.
And that one's good. Lillard.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Robertson kicks to Muscala. Paul against Lillard. And here's Gallinari outside, and it's Portland with the rebound. Nurkic has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Well, with Schroeder, he just isn't consistent enough from three-point range as point guards need to be today.
Well, last season was just a shade under the 30% range. He's still a great scorer by slashing and going to the rim, but that's going to tire you out. Teams back off and make you prove it. We'll see if Dennis can find some consistency from that range to be more dangerous.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball, following the score by Oklahoma City. Lillard misses.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's Robertson, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 4 assists in the game. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. The feed to Tolliver. McCollum trying to get open. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
The CJ, such an effective 2-guard, not just a shooter and a great shooter at that, but a capable passer when his teammates are open.
Ball against Lillard. Now Paul. Lets it go from deep. Drains the three-pointer. Paul's got 5 points now this quarter.
Beautiful right there. Good form, soft touch. Paul, a consistent threat in all aspects of the game.
And so it's Portland going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank
you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. There was no stopping Rodney Hood in the first half. He ended up with 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 block. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. Shaq, how do you think the Trailblazers were playing?
The three-point shot was their best friend. I agree with the strategy. When it's working, take advantage of it. I don't really like it. Live by the jumper, die by the jumper. But tonight, they're living, and they're living good, baby.
And over to Kenny. Your thoughts on the Thunder?
Well, they just didn't produce enough offense. I don't know if it's because they were expending so much energy on the defensive end, but clearly they have to take a look at this. What plays are we calling? And how can we improve that? And they have to do it fast, because if they don't, this game is going to run away from them.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Without question, Rodney Hood displaying his skills today.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
So for Oklahoma City right now, we've got Andre Robertson. Gallinari is out there with Steven Adams. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Schroeder in at the 2 guard. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Robertson. And Lillard kicks to Hezonja. It's McCollum with the drive. Some solid defense from Gallinari. Oklahoma City shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Here's Robertson, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
Robertson being aggressive that time, so staying away from the catch-and-shoot game and taking it at the defense.
For Oklahoma City, they have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Well, a lot to love about the Blazers' 2017-18 season, but it ended on a very sour note.
Well, they were a surprise 3rd team in the West last year. It was so tightly grouped. Things shook out for Portland to end up with home court advantage, but eventually swept out of the playoffs by a Pelican team that just played at breakneck speed. So getting swept was really hard for the Blazers. They did a lot of good things last year, developed Zach Collins in the later part of the season. But we'll see this year if they make some changes in order to have something more dynamic that they can offer up.
And here is Paul after Damian Lillard was able to get the 3 to go. Gallinari finds Schroeder. Back to Gallinari. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Easy to forget that sometimes Gallo is 6'10", so skilled and is aggressive down there, making the D get physical with him.
He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
Two shots.
free throw good from Gallinari.
The Thunder, one of the lowest rates of assists in the league last year. Also, a team that does not move the ball around all that much to gain some advantage with strong side, weak side movement. So we'll see isolation, we'll see pick and roll, and very few passes in a contest like this.
Good on both. And the Thunder had great talent, but their offense hasn't allowed all their players, Brent, to flourish at the same time. Why is that?
Well, it's just a team that doesn't have a commitment to a flow style of offense. They have such great talent that I think the talent tries to take on the load sooner in offensive possessions than maybe the coaching staff would like, and they have great individual scorers. That's what these guys have done in the league for a very long time.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
That was clever. Schroeder gets inside, and you guard him tight, finds a way to score.
Cullen passes to Nurkic. Here's Lillard. That one wide left.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Gallinari.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
There's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose, and I love the energy on this play.
And Hezonja gets it to go.
Yeah, the vision's one thing, but the timing also helps. Lillard prepared to get the ball to his teammate.
Schroeder outside. Here's Robertson. He's guarded by McCollum. To the inside.
Well, great start. Check that box. They've made their first 4 shots, guys, and the offense looking very fluid right now.
And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Paul grabs the board. Paul's got his 4th rebound in this one. And the pass to Adams. Now, here is Gallinari. He's guarded by Nurkic. Pass to Schroeder. Back to Gallinari. Fires the 3. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Portland leading by 4. Hezonja kicks to Lillard. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Pass to Hezonja. Adams brings the double team. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That's foul number 2 for him. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the 3rd. And the shot goes down.
I'm sure that's on the scouting report to not let him catch and shoot. With McCollum's marksmanship, that's easy money.
Here's Schroeder. Good on the 3-point shot. Schroeder's got 10.
You could see some miscommunication on the defensive end of the floor that time. No excuse for letting a player get that good a look on that possession.
Now here's McCollum. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
And lots of credit for the team around him. They're picking up the slack here tonight. He just can't buy a bucket right now.
That evens the score. He's got 16.
And until someone stops him, he's just going to continue to keep firing from distance.
Yeah, we got to be a DEFCON 1 here, because at this point, he is so dialed in, you got to get him off his spots.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it, following the miss by C.J. McCollum.
And you've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Well, there's an ebb and a flow. They had a hard time earlier, but now, flow.
Well, we see Andre Robertson making his return from the ruptured patellar tendon of winter 2018.
Just how disruptive was it for Billy Donovan and the Thunder to lose Andre Robertson last year? The numbers were staggering in terms of the defensive rating when he was on the floor, just how good they were. And the guy averages less than 5 points a game for his career, but his impact defensively cannot be understated.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
Now here's Lillard. He's got 10. He kicks it to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Over Paul. Portland again missing.
And that was an easy one there. Just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
At least in the second half they have been. The first half wasn't played anywhere near this intense.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. And Greg, certainly the knock on Dennis Schroeder is play on the defensive end.
Nobody questions how effective he is on offense. I just think he has a tendency to take a few too many plays off and too many chances on defense. If he wants to be viewed as a top point guard in this league, he'll need to show some consistency on the defensive end.
On the wing to stop the run. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Hood's got 17 now.
It's a way to be ready offensively for the pass. It's pretty clear that Rodney was ready to shoot it once he caught it.
Nobody near Schroeder. Off target from three-point range. Schroeder against Hood. Passes it to Hazania. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
Yeah, Hood does a good job there of surveying the floor and being ready to deliver the pass.
Gallinari outside. To the wing right side. 13 feet away. He doesn't hit that one. And it's Portland the other way. To the middle. Here's McCollum. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. McCollum's got 4 this quarter. Oklahoma City trailing. Paul finds Adams. Gallinari outside. Gets the bucket and the foul. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
It's not so much just the made shots, it's the consistency of the made shots that's got his team the lead. Last season, the Blazers were at a bit of a crossroads, wondering if they should start over and make some major changes. Some rumblings at the trade deadline of maybe one of their diminutive guard positions might have been on the move, but they stayed with the group. Terry Stotts did a remarkable job and made some slight changes to the game plan and got them to the 3rd seed.
That free throw good from Gallinari. We have the core of Lillard and McCollum. Not easy to break that up.
Well, as bad as the first round might have been for the Blazers last year in terms of getting swept, it's very unique to have that kind of skill in the backcourt and hard to give up on. It's a team that won 13 straight in 2018, so the talent is there. It's just about the pieces and establishing a new chemistry with those pieces that'll be imperative for the Blazers.
That's a 2 from Hood. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Hood's got 19 points.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Schroeder. 10 points for him. The baseline J. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. The 3 from McCollum. Gallinari with the rebound. Gallinari's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Well, he was terrific in the first half, guys. Maybe some adjustments from the opposing team coach, and he's lost a little bit of that touch here in the second. That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. The Thunder last season, assembling a big three of Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony, didn't mesh, Brent, like they had hoped. In your opinion, what went wrong?
Well, a bit of a down season in terms of the scoring for Melo, but reasons for that, just not as many opportunities and playing outside along the three-point line. The biggest damage last year was the Robertson injury. It felt like in December the OKC team started to find its stride, and Robertson going out of the lineup, there just wasn't enough of the depth on that roster to make up the difference for them defensively, and OKC never really seemed to find its footing or confidence again.
Now here's Paul after the miss from Dennis Schroeder. Just 5 to shoot, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And that's 13 points for Dennis Schroeder. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And here are the Trailblazers now. They trail by 3.
Well, a little head scratcher there, guys. There's no reason to force the ball inside like that. I understand the thought process, but the pass just has to be better.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
For Oklahoma City, they have gone 9 of 13 from the line.
Shots.
First free throw is good.
The potential Schroeder has is pretty exciting. Such a lightning quick point guard.
One misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Billy Donovan has faced a tough job in Oklahoma City, Brent. Star players leaving town, some even criticizing him after they left.
The circumstances of Billy Donovan moving off of what he did at the University of Florida and making that a powerhouse Division I basketball program, it's been very interesting to have Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant to begin your career, and then pushing that team to almost beating the Golden State Warriors, losing in a Game 7 to losing Kevin Durant. Billy Donovan's seen a lot in the early part of his career. The hopes is that he continues to grow and learn. Really happy with the hire of Billy Donovan and what he brings to the table in terms of his basketball acumen.
And he makes the first.
Really increasing the amount of times he goes to the free throw line, just learning and assimilating. McCollum is so much more comfortable with the ball now.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Nader's checked in, and Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Paul. He hits both from the stripe. McCollum, one of the best shooters in the NBA. Any range, Brent, any shot, he can knock it down.
Yeah, a little bit of a down year in 18 for Lillard, but the way that he can score and the efficiency with which he can score is just remarkable. I really like to watch the pace he plays with, Kevin. I mean, he finds spots on the floor to get to and has that length and kind of never sped up sort of mentality on the offensive end. Becomes very, very dangerous.
Schroeder kicks to Gallinari. Nader the pass to Gallinari. And stolen by Bazemore. Here's McCollum. It's deflected. The pass to Simons. And gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line. That one on Gallinari.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
The Trailblazers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
That one is off. And he's good on the second.
Big trip to the line. He did not get all of them, but at least they hold the lead now.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for Oklahoma City. And stolen by Bazemore. To the inside, Simons. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Gallinari outside. Oklahoma City moving it around. Shot clock at 5. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander on the mark with the 15-footer. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his second bucket of the game to go. As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
And so the ball out of bounds. McCollum touched it last.
Yeah, that's just not a good pass. I don't know what he's thinking there. A poor decision.
Whiteside's checked in for Portland. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Kicks to Noel. There's the dish to Schroeder. Back to Noel. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Simons. They grab their own miss, and Whiteside stays right with it. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Now here's a memo. You have to box out Whiteside, or he'll burn you with the putback jam.
Pass to Gallinari. The shot. C.J. McCollum comes up with the rebound. Portland's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Pass to Simons. McCollum outside. Over Noel. McCollum no good. Oklahoma City's got more than a 50% success rate on their three-pointers since halftime. They're 4 of 7. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, and he uses the glass on the layup. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 4 this quarter.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
Whiteside kicks to McCollum. Passes it to Tolliver. And a miss there on the triple. The Thunder with the lead. Schroeder looking over the floor.
I'm never quite sure what Schroeder is going to do there. Fantastic at forcing the D to hit him while he was shooting that one.
The Thunder have had 15 tries at the line. They've made 10.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That's good from Schroeder. Schroeder hits them both. Trailblazers trail by 3. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Inside and stolen by Noel. Here's Nader. He's guarded by McCollum. Down low. Schroeder, left side. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
To the wing on the left. Here's Simons. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Thunder lead by 3. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Hold your ground. Don't let him back your way in. Just hold your ground. The other thing, too, is once he picks the ball up, he's not going to shoot it. If he does, just stay down on him.
I like the way the Donovan's conveying that scouting report to his guys.
I mean, knowing how your opponent plays is important, and I think he's on point on this one.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. We've got Damian Lillard, Anthony Tolliver out there with Kent Bazemore. Then there's Whiteside, and it's Hood in at the shooting guard position. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Here is Paul after the Trailblazers pick up 2. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Outside Hood. Lillard against Paul. Now here's Lillard, guarded closely. Paul kicks to Nader. A floater. The shot will not fall. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Outside Hood. And Portland with another turnover here.
Yeah, just not good court awareness there. You cannot afford to be careless. That just leads to bad turnovers.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. They lead by 1. To the paint. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Now here's Whiteside. Lillard outside. Knocked away and taken away by Paul. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. It's tipped. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Oklahoma City leading by 3 from downtown. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Bazemore for 3, drains the three-pointer. Bazemore's got the game tied up here for the Trailblazers. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. 4 on the clock. Beyond the arc. Bazemore grabs the miss. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play.
Well, a fast start in the first half. Looks like he's playing this second half in the mud.
Here's Nader. He's covered by Bazemore. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession. Here's Nader. He's covered by Bazemore. The shot by Paul, no good. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. pass to Bazemore. Out left to the wing. 6 on the shot clock. And Lillard gets it to go. And the Trailblazers lead by 2.
Very few players, if any, score more points than Lillard as a pick-and-roll ball handler.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And Damian Lillard has always been an incredible scorer. His range and ability to create let him carry the load on offense, and has also stepped up as a vocal leader for this team, has grown into that role the last few seasons.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to listen to what Billy Donovan said to his team. He really got after him in the huddle. He said, look, you can rest after the game. You got to put it all out there if you want to win this one. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. And with Lillard and becoming a team leader, Greg, he's always been one to lead by example.
And when Lillard was the clear star of the team, players started to look at him as a mentor or realize the kind of effect he can have on his teammates. And that led him to opening up, inviting them to dinner and hanging out. Wasn't something he took to immediately, but he has shown he can not only be a franchise talent on the court, but off the court as well.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Tolliver the pass to Whiteside. Hood for 3. Nailed from three-point land. Hood's got 22 points.
Is it possible his sweet touch is getting sweeter, guys?
Paul kicks to Nader. Pass to Noel. Here's Nader. And Muscala has it in the corner. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Bazemore inside the three-point line. And Portland again with the bucket.
Well, once Bazemore gets the ball off the pass, he immediately skies up for the jump shot and nails it. You like to see that kind of assertive, aggressive, confident attitude.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. To the middle. Here's Nader. Hits that one. Nice pass, leading him to the bucket. Nader's got 7 now in this quarter. For Portland, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Hood finds Lillard. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. So for the Trailblazers, Labissiere's checked in for Tolliver. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Kent Bazemore. Lillard against Paul. Here's Labissiere. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Schroeder's got 6 rebounds now in the game. To the inside. Out to Gallinari. Now here's Noel. And Labissiere sends it back.
Well, the reach of Labissiere making impact right there on defense. Dependable with the shot blocking. Wonderful defense, staying active around the rim and then really putting the shooter in a tough spot.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Here's Lillard, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, Damian Lillard, a star in this league for several years now. Whether that's recognized by an all-star appearance or not, it doesn't matter. He has been elite at the point guard position. Just a dynamic scorer and one of the more lethal players in the NBA, hoping to push Portland further and further at some point in his career.
And the first one drops. And with Lillard, he often can be forgotten about just because there are so many great guards in the NBA, Brent, in particular in the West.
Well, let's face it, he just missed out on a couple of seasons of representing the Portland Trailblazers as a guard in the Western Conference because of the loaded Western Conference and how good the guards are. But regardless, there's no denying that Lillard is right up there as one of the elites in the league.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
McCollum against Gallinari. Over McCollum, it'll go. The Portland lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Gallinari. Gallinari's got 21 in the game. Lillard against Paul. Shoots the 3. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Gallinari. No good. That would have tied it. Portland's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Schroeder against Hood. And the rejection by Noel. Down low. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Oklahoma City the rebound. The score now all even. And that's 12 points for Steven Adams.
You know, a big guy with a motor is such a luxury in this league. Adams right there showing up big on the offensive glass, and then he converts.
Now here's Labissiere. Poked away, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel. Three-pointer, Lillard knocks down the 3 ball. Lillard's got 7 points for the quarter.
Now the D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now, and they cannot stop him.
Now here's Noel. Passes to Gallinari. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Well, the D looks like they're laying off just a little bit. He made 1 3 in the first half, but they're still daring him to shoot, and he can't make them pay for it.
Launches a 3. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Gallinari's got it all tied up now for the Thunder.
I mean, letting that guy shoot freely from out there, he's going to destroy you from the perimeter if you do that.
Here's McCollum. Count it. McCollum's got 27.
Well, as his confidence grows, McCollum gets himself into attack mode, and that's where his game goes to another level. Beautiful drive by the young phenom.
Now, here is Gallinari. Out to the wing. Shot clock at 6. Shoots from the baseline, and it's Gallinari again missing. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. He kicks to Whiteside. Count that bucket.
Just a remarkable make by Whiteside there. That's a huge basket.
Thunder trailing by 4. Schroeder with the ball. Dishes it to Gallinari. Inside, Adams. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
That doesn't happen all that often, but Steven Adams stepping up big here.
And Lillard kicks to Labissiere. A second chance effort. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Paul's got his 8th rebound here tonight. To the paint. And slam dunk by Noel.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Now here's Hood. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Hood's got 9 points here in the second half. Lillard against Paul to take the lead. It's good. That's 8 baskets for him now. 8 for 15 shooting.
And that is why Chris Paul has the ball in his hands. Delivered.
To the inside. Hood can't get it to go.
Well, he had the perfect opportunity to finish that one, guys. It just flat out blew it.
Pass to Paul. Here's Schroeder. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Rodney Hood.
Yeah, you got to be careful with Schroeder. He's explosive. He's good at finding his way to the line because he uses that quickness well.
The first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. And the second of 2 is good. That will put them up by 2.
Well, they should be looking at a 3-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They're trailing by 2. 1:27 left in the fourth quarter. We've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul.
And his shooting percentage reflects just how efficient he's been. It's better than 50%, always a sign of a solid offensive performance. But his movement and his shot selection have also both been tremendous.
Hood, the pass to Lillard. 1:22 left in the fourth quarter. Here's McCollum. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. McCollum's got the game tied up here for the Trailblazers. Lillard against Paul. Kicks it to Schroeder. To the middle. Looking for Adams. He gets it there. A shot. No good.
A highlight reel play all the way. Just can't connect.
Man, what a missed opportunity there. It really just came down to some poor timing.
Well, that is NBA level right there.
No doubt. Professional move all the way. Puts the team on his back when it matters most.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're trailing by 3. 51 seconds left to play here in the fourth. .51 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
shots.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within 2 here.
Just such leadership that Chris Paul brings every night to the floor. It commands your respect and the opponent's respect, and it's making everyone around him better right now. Seems like the more that's at stake, the more he rises to the challenge.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Now, here's Lillard. And there's the pass to McCollum. Shot clock at 5. Good!
And McCollum's pace hasn't changed even under pressure.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're behind by 3. 27 seconds left in the fourth. .27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Schroeder, right side, from 15 feet away, and it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Gets the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Well, I love to watch Lillard play. He's from the Bay Area. That's where I'm from. Did you know that, Kevin? I mean, I'm a Bay Area product. We could talk more about that later. But he's fearless, heartless, and he usually saves his best for last. It's Lillard time in the fourth quarter.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
And just like that, this game is a 2-possession affair.
Time working against them here.
Got to grab a quick score and a foul, and even then, it might be too late.
But they get it back. Schroeder finds Paul. No good on the 3. So the Trailblazers win it. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. Did we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. You know, we got a little more physical. You know, we did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. And we'll see you next time.